Hey family, and welcome back. Thanks so much for watching. Today's video is going to be a DIY. I got the idea to make this shadow box right here on YouTube as well as Pinterest. Most of my DIYs are Pinterest inspired. This one is very budget friendly. All you will need is a 8x10 frame, which I got from the Dollar Tree, a piece of twine, some decorative embellishments that I also got from the Dollar Tree last year, and I still hadn't used them, so this will be perfect. And then a printout of a tree, and also lyrics to your favorite song for you and your boo, your husband, maybe some vows that you guys made when you got married, whatever you want to throw in there, as well as a glue gun and a foam poster board. Okay, and guys, this DIY was so much fun to put together. It was a bit time consuming at times, but I really love the way it turned out, and I hope that you guys will love it as well. Okay, the first thing I started to do was you need two 1.5 strips of foam board, the length and the width of the frame. Okay, so here I am doing the length of the frame, and I'm just using the glass that came in the 8x10 frame, and what I'm doing is I am measuring the length of that, yes, the length of that frame, if that makes sense, okay? And I've already pretty much made some marks as far as 1.5 inches. I use my ruler, which you guys will see me do here. And I just make sure that that is pretty close to 1.5 inches. You want to be as accurate as possible, but you know, this DIY is forgiving. So again, I'm just measuring it, okay? And here you will see that I have 2 strips for the length and 2 strips for the width of the frame, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that those strips fit comfortably inside of my frame, because this is going to be basically the makeup for the shadow box. This will be what we need to make the actual box itself. So you want to make sure that it fits inside of the frame as securely as possible. Now, what I am not showing here, which I should have done, was that you want to put the glass to the frame back in the frame. So at this point in time, before you start hot gluing the pieces inside the frame, you want to make sure you put the glass back in. And I apologize, I did not do that in this step, but it is critical that you put the glass in first, okay? Because what I ended up doing is I had to go back, I had to remove the foam board strips, and then I had to put the glass in. So at this point in time, you want to put the glass back into the frame, and then you want to do this step that I am currently doing. And what I did was I just added a little bit of hot glue, and I made sure that that foam strip is in there as snug as it possibly can be, because you don't want to put your shadow box together and then it falls apart. Don't nobody want that. Ain't nobody got time for that, okay? So basically now I'm just working with my little glue gun. You guys, I promise you I need a new glue gun, because this one has seen better days, but it gets the job done. So again, I'm just fast forwarding here, and I'm just putting the glue on and just making sure all of those foam boards get put in. Now I would love to say that this idea originated from me, but as I said, a lot of my DIYs are Pinterest inspired, or I get inspired by something that I see here on YouTube. I've seen the shadow box DIY several times. Some make their shadow box out of a cereal box. Some may use the foam board as I'm doing here. Hey, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And so here I just found that the foam board is a bit more user-friendly, because you don't have to worry about painting the board and all that other stuff, okay? So again, I'm just making sure all of those pieces are in place, okay? And of course, with Valentine's Day right around the corner, I said that this would be the perfect project to do for Valentine's Day. Okay, so now that I've done that step, I have put it all together. Again, the glass should be in there as well. And you guys will see toward the end that I did put the glass in. Now you can start being as decorative as you would like for your shadow box, okay? So here I'm just taking a plain white piece of cardstock, and I am going to glue that to the back of the frame. Okay, so you guys know that little cardboard piece right there that goes on the back of your frame. I'm just going to glue a white piece of cardstock to the back of that, the little backing for the frame. And you can use any type of glue here. I just used the hot glue because I already had it there and it was already handy. But feel free to use any glue. You can use Elmer's glue. I'm sure that will work fine. You can use glue dots. Whatever you have on hand is absolutely fine. You can also use a decorative cardstock or paper. Whatever you want to do, the sky is the limit. And my next, I plan on doing another DIY using the Shadowbox, and I'll show you just some more decorative ways that you can put your Shadowbox together. But with this particular DIY, I decided that I want to do a plain white background and then let everything else kind of serve as the decoration, if that makes sense. Okay, so I just put that plain white cardstock on there. The next thing I did, guys, is I used my tree. Okay, so I will link below where I found the tree. Okay, it was just a plain tree as you see right here. And then what I did was I made a copy of lyrics from a song, and I just reprinted it with the tree on top. So first I printed the tree. No, I'm sorry. First I printed the lyrics, and then I put the paper back into my printer and I printed the tree on top of it. And again, I'll leave the links to where I got the tree from. Guys, you can use lyrics to a song that may be special to you and your husband, boyfriend, boo thing, honey, whatever you got going on. Or you can use maybe, again, the vows from your wedding. You can use whatever you like, okay? I use the song, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. And whatever song you use, you just want to make sure that you go into a Word document, open up a Word document, print the lyrics to the song, and make sure you copy it in landscape and not portrait, okay? So basically here, I just cut the tree out with the lyrics in there. This took a little minute, but it really didn't take that long. You have to be kind of specific when you're cutting out the tree and make sure all the limbs and everything is cut out exactly the way you want it to be. And here I'm just going to take some of my Mod Podge, and I'm going to completely cover the back of that tree. Okay? This is pretty simple. You guys know that Mod Podge just serves as, as a binding. It's like a glue. But even if you put it on the front of whatever your project is, it will dry clear. So here I'm just applying the Mod Podge to the back of the tree. And then I'm just going to simply adhere it to the back of the frame. And I'm just being careful, making sure that I cover every corner, because it's easier if you do it on the back first, and then if you have to apply more to the front, that's completely okay. All right, you just want to be thorough. And again, I'm just taking the back, the back of that frame, and I'm going to adhere the tree to that cardstock. Initially, I was thinking, well, maybe I'll do a red background or a pink background. But then I thought about it and I was like, no, I'm just going to keep this part of it very simple. So I just did the white on white because I really wanted the lyrics to the song and just the other embellishments that I'm going to add to it. I wanted those to be the things that pop more than anything. Okay? So again, I'm just making sure that it's on there nice and neat, trying to get out all the bubbles. Because Mod Podge it can cause paper to kind of crinkle a little bit. So you just want to make sure that you go over it and make sure all of your limbs and that your tree is not coming off of the paper. Now, if you wanted to do a more 3D look, you could use those little glue dots, and it will kind of make the tree look like it's coming off of the paper. That's an option. I mean, the options are endless. You may just want to put a heart on yours and not the tree. Again, this is where you use your creative genius and you make it whatever you want it to be, okay? So now that my tree is all Mod Podged on there, I'm just going to allow it time to dry. And it didn't need a lot of time, guys. Just, I mean, less than 30 minutes and it was pretty much dry. Or at least dry enough where I can move on to the next step. Okay? So now I'm just adding, remember that twine that I had? I'm just taking that twine and I am trying to figure out, okay, how do I want to incorporate this to the tree? And so I decided that I wanted it to look like I had tied something to the tree. So I'm just kind of measuring, okay, how long do I want it? How close together do I want it? Again, I'm just trying to use my creative mind and trying to figure out what I want to add to the tree. Maybe you want to add some little lovebirds up in the tree. Maybe you want to add, I don't know, a swing to the tree with you and your loved one in the tree. Whatever, honey, whatever you want to do, okay? You could do hearts, you could do rose petals, you could do whatever you want, okay? You name it. You guys know how the song goes. Oh my goodness. But you name it, whatever you want to do. There is no right or wrong way. You guys already know whatever I do with DIYs, there's really no right or wrong way. It's whatever you want it to be. Okay? So here I'm just speeding it up a little bit, guys, and I'm just going to keep on adding that twine with my hot glue gun to my little tree here. Okay? And I just added the little bows on there because I really wanted it to look like I was tying it to that tree limb. I wanted it to be as realistic as possible. Okay? So that's what I'm doing here. And then, guys, I'm going to take some of those hearts and those, you know, the different embellishments that I have. And I'm going to choose two little hearts that I want to go there. One, you know, two hearts. One for me and one for my husband, who's right here helping me. He's helping me smooth out some of those edges on my Shadowbox so that it'll be nice and smooth once I put it all together. He was like, make sure you tell them that I helped you and make sure you give me my credit, Lord. Honey, I'm just making sure that I give shout out to my boo for helping me and making sure that all of my edges were nice and smooth. Thank you, baby. And here I'm just adding those hearts to the end of the string. Okay? And I'm just trying to straighten it out. I just want it to look very organic, like two hearts are just hanging from the tree branch. Y'all see where I'm going with this, don't y'all? Okay. That's why I'm going with this. And then I'm just going to choose another heart. You know, and I stuck with the red. I didn't do the pink, even though pink I'm sure will be just as cute here. And then maybe you know, if you are, you know, just fantastic, and you are, never mind. I was going to say something, but never mind. You guys know where I'm going with this. And that's where I put together for that. And if you ain't with anybody, don't have a husband, boyfriend, honey, that is good too, girlfriend. Maybe you want to put your baby there. Maybe you are a single mom that is just doing great things with you and your baby. You could just make it about you and your children. Make it whatever you want it to be. Okay? Thank you. And so now, once I put the hearts there, guys, I decided that I kind of wanted to do a little squirrel hole in the tree. You guys know how they'll have that little hole in the tree and the squirrel always go in and out of there. I decided that I want to do a little squirrel hole in my tree. But of course, I didn't want to do just any squirrel hole. This is all about love and Valentine's Day. So I decided that I would take a little tiny heart from those other heart stickers that I had, and I'm just gonna randomly find a spot on my tree to put a little squirrel hole. Just trying to really stick with the theme of Valentine's Day and hearts and love and all of that good stuff. You could even put some little heart embellishments on each one of the branches to make it look like the tree was sprouting hearts. Girlfriend, there are so many different ways that you can do this thing. So I just decided that I would put that little hole, that little heart right there to make my little squirrel hole. And I love the way it looks. So I was like, it is perfect. So I just rolled with that. And then here, maybe you can put your name and your husband's name, or have you and your children sign it. Man, have fun with it, guys. Just have a good time. It's all about having a good time and just pulling it together however you see fit. Okay? So now that my box is together and my husband has helped me like smooth out all the edges, as you guys can see here, the glass is in there now. Again, save yourself some time, heartache, headache, all of that. And make sure that glass is in before you put your shadow box together. And then I just had some other embellishments. I had some rose petals. So I decided I was going to throw some rose petals inside of my box. Whatever you have. If you want to throw in some hearts, some rose petals, maybe you don't want to put anything in there at all, and you just want the picture to be in there, absolutely okay. Okay, maybe, remember I cut the tree limb out of the song lyrics? Maybe you want to put what's left of those song lyrics in there. You could do that. That would be really nice. So here I'm just going to do some rose petals. I had some little hearts. All of this stuff, guys, I had from last year except the rose petals. I threw the little scatter in there and just threw it all in there. And then I just kind of played with it to see what it looked like. Okay, do I like it? Do I not like it? Is it too much? Is it not enough? You know, don't be afraid to check it and double check it and triple check it to make sure that you absolutely love it before you glue it down. Okay? So I do a little shake and I'm like, oh, I love the pop of red in there. But I decided that it was maybe too many rose petals in there. So I pulled out some of the rose petals because I wanted it simple but festive. You know, I wanted to scream Valentine's Day. But then I also wanted you to be able to put it anywhere in your home and it wouldn't interrupt your decor that you already have. So again, I'm just checking it and seeing, okay, do I like it this way? You know, again, is it too many rose petals? Because I wanted to make sure the whole scene of the tree was, you could see it. Okay? And some of you are so artistic that I'm sure you won't even need to print out a tree. You'll be able to just draw it yourself freehand. Your girl, not so much. I needed help, so I went on ahead and I printed that that tree from the internet. Okay? And that pretty much looks good to me. So I said, okay, that looks great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my handy dandy glue gun and I'm going to put 4 little beads of glue at each corner of my shadow box. And this is just going to adhere it to the box so that when I set it up, it's not flopping all over the place, but that it is good to go. Okay, and I'm just pressing it down to make sure that it's on there, trying to be careful not to burn myself. I cannot tell you guys how many times I burn myself doing these DIYs, but all in the name of love, I tell you. So there it is, guys. There it is, my finished product. What do you guys think? Hopefully you love it. Here it is. And I love the way it turned out, you guys. I really, really do. I hope you guys really enjoyed this DIY. Stay tuned for more coming your way. Please give this video a thumbs up. and I will see you all in my next video. Miracles and blessings, my friends.